Hi students, I wanted to do a kind of mini lesson for you all today on the hypothesis and problem part of the lab report, just to make sure that you know what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so I know that this is only our second lab report, so I don't expect that much from you guys as far as like it being perfect. I don't expect it to be perfect, but I do expect you to look at the resources I have provided for you. I have already created a video on how to access these resources, and if you look at the top of the screen right here, that is how to access the old lab reports that we did earlier this year. I'm also going to show you that here so that you know how to get to it. You just need to go to class materials and click on the Pendulum Lab. Okay, I'm just going to do 6A's because that's the first one here. So when you go to this document, your lab report for the performance assessment needs to look very, very similar to this. And remember, all you're turning in today is these two paragraphs right here. All right, you can break them into two different paragraphs with two different headings, or keep the same heading, problem/hypothesis. It doesn't matter to me, but you need to have the problem and hypothesis separate just to be able to see what you're trying to say as far as that goes. Okay, so look up at the top. This is supposed to be Times New Roman. Okay, this should be Times New Roman 12-point font. If you do not have 12 Times New Roman and 12 points font, I will end up taking some points off, because this is what I want for your hypothesis and problem to look like. Okay, after you have done that, in order to make sure that it is double spaced, okay, you have to highlight the whole thing and go up to this more font options, more paragraph options up here, and you have to go to line spacing and make sure that it is two double spaced in your document. Okay, the double spacing, it just makes it easier for me to read. And I've already gone in and looked at many of y'all's rough drafts, and very few of them are double spaced. So please make sure that it is Times New Roman 12-point font, okay, and has a line spacing of 2. The next thing I'll say is I have provided for you some sentence stems on how to write this. But if I were to write an example, so real life examples include, that would be an example of a sentence stem that you would use to talk about your performance assessment. In our performance assessment, we did real life examples are farms and agriculture and things like that. This investigation explores, okay? So all that information should be on page 27 and 28 in your Lab Learner book. If you don't have your Lab Learner book, I have posted on the Plus Portals page the information about how to access data. It's on our class page, so if you click on your class page with my stuff, you'll see all the stuff that I've put on there for you as well. For your hypothesis part, I would just go into talking more about what the purpose of it is, and what you think having more organic matter, which soil sample did we do that had or looked like it had more organic component. Okay, and I'll just tell you right now, the soil sample 2, okay, had more organic matter. I added more organic matter into it. Whether you got that as your results or not is not a big deal, but the soil sample 2 looked more dark, like it had darker colors to it. So that means it had less sand and less gravel, which means it had more organic material. And then soil sample 1 was lighter in color, meaning that it had more sand and more gravel. Okay? Use that to help you write your hypothesis. Please make sure that it is all on there. It is 2 separate paragraphs. It is Times New Roman, 12-point font, and has the double line spacing for your paragraphs. Okay? I will be live today at 3 o'clock to answer any other questions that you have. And I hope you have a good day. Bye.